Hello. So my name is Kroesche. I've been coaching and teaching here for a long, long time, and my talk today is called Kicking with Shoes, but you can also call it rising and sinking and rising and sinking and rising and sinking, and maybe not in that order, but I think it's really, really important that we tell both stories, how we rise, how we sink. And what I'm going to do is just tell a few stories and then tell you why and how I think it's important. My 4-year-old, when she was 4 years old, she saved my 2-year-old daughter from drowning. And now they're teenagers now. But, you know, they were so passionate about the water. And so we would go to the steps and we would, you know, splash around. And parents in the audience, I think you understand what this is all about. You look away for about 3 seconds when your kids are splashing in the water. Well, I looked away for 3 seconds, and my little one, Sophie, just went boom, down. Now my older one, Claire, she didn't say a word. She didn't say, yo, Dad, Sophie, low health. She didn't do that. What she did, she just stuck her arm down and just went, and there she was, safe and sound. I looked back, both of them right on the step, like nothing had happened. And I use that story because I think that the stories that we tell about our sinking and our rising, we want them our rescues, and we want these stories to be just so perfect. We want them to be something that's just really, really easy. And when we sink down in our lives, I think it's never really easy. Now, when I was 18 years old, I was kind of on the rise in my swimming career. And by the time I was in college, I was on a team, on a college team, where there were Olympians, there were gold medalists, world record holders. I mean, I couldn't believe it. And I'd get, like me, I'm here. And I was keeping up pretty well for the first 3 weeks until our coach said, every Tuesday and Thursday morning, we're going to put on shoes. We're going to start kicking with shoes. And my heart just sank because, well, I knew that I was the worst kicker on the team. And there's a song, a popular song back in the day that says, I'm so tired tired of waiting for you. And in the locker room we would all sing, so tired of kicking the shoes. And we thought we were very clever, but it just didn't take away the pain for me. And so I would get in, and there were just really like tiny coffins for my feet, and I would sink down. And it was really for the first time, I guess, in my athletic career where it was just abject failure. And I would get lapped and lapped and lapped. Until I decided to switch lanes. And I switched lanes into probably the fastest kicker in the world. His name was Pablo Morales. And he won the Olympic gold medal, world record holder. And I decided to go into his lane. Now, to kind of understand what that, why I did that, I think you have to go back about 4 years. And in 4 years, I was a freshman in high school. And for some reason, my high school coach said, you're on the varsity team. And there was no way I was ready to be on the varsity team. I was just too small. I wasn't strong enough. And every morning at 6 a.m., we would tread water in a circle in the deep end of the pool, and we would pass 45-pound weights. 45-pound weights, passing them around and around. Well, I couldn't do this. I mean, I could make it for maybe 10 seconds. 10 seconds, I'd struggle, and then boom, right down to the bottom. And This got me the name Moonwalker, and the reason why is because if you were to look down at the bottom of the pool, you would just see me walking as if I were on the moon up to this rope, which I would just have to pull myself up with one hand. And so I had nightmares about this for weeks, until I figured out that all I had to do was position myself right next to Andrew Lozelle. Andrew Lozelle was about 6'2", 210. He was just a stud, a beast, all-American. He was our captain. And if I just tread water right next to him, as I was about to sink down after about 10 seconds, Andrew would just hold out his finger, maybe 2 fingers, and just lightly support me. Lightly support that weight. That's all it took. He didn't say, I got this, and hold it for me. All it took was that. He never said a word to me. He never said a word to me all season. That's all I needed. So fast forward 4 years. I'm in Pablo Morales' lane. Why do I go there? It makes no sense. He laps me more than anybody else. But every time he laps me, he stops. He says, keep going. You've got this. Let's go, Kroesche. Keep going. That's all I needed. He didn't tell me to take off the shoes. He didn't give me a break. He told me to keep going. And it was enough. It was enough to keep me from sinking. And I wonder why those two, the 2 best guys on our team, why did they reach out to me? Because I was the outsider. And I think the reason why they reached out to me, because maybe they, at one time in their life, felt like they were outsiders too. About 10, 15 years after I graduated from high school, I heard about Andrew Lozelle. I kept in touch, just a little bit. And I found out that he was gay. Now, back in the 80s, there was no way that especially a male athlete, someone of his stature, was going to come out. Because if you had been in our locker room and had heard the horrible homophobic slurs that were said just in general, not to Andrew, nobody knew, well, I think you would have felt like an outsider too. And for Pablo, well, Pablo comes from immigrant parents. He's Cuban-American. And his parents came over from Cuba to the United States in the 1950s in order to make a better life for their son and daughter. And I think that he understands what it's like to be on the outside. To be the immigrant. To be the outsider. And then my final story of sinking and rising, it's a story of 2,000 years ago. And a story of a man, he's a paralyzed man. And he hears that there is a great healer in town. And so and it's really his 4 friends, take him on a stretcher to this house, but the house is full. They can't get in. So what do his friends do? They go up to the roof. And they cut a hole in the roof. And after that, these 4 friends, they lower the paralyzed man down from the roof where the healer is. Now, I think the emphasis of the story is on the healer and on the person being healed, but I like to think of the friends. Those 4 friends who held the rope. They knew this guy was on the outside. And they did everything in their power to help him. They didn't save him, but they held the rope. They just held the rope. Much like Andrew just reached out to me. He just held that weight. And Pablo encouraged me. And I have needed friends in my life to kind of hold that metaphoric rope in my life. Because my junior year in college,
well, all hell broke loose. I had a mental, emotional breakdown. I quit school. I could hardly function. And I learned that really for most of my life I suffered from severe depression. I was just really good at hiding it, from ADD, OCD, LAPD, every kind of D you could think of.
But it was during those times, those really, really dark times where, well, I had just sunk in as well as I could go. And some of you understand that, you know what it feels like. I had friends who were just pulling me up, who were holding the ropes, who were encouraging me. They didn't understand what I was going through. They didn't understand what I was feeling. But they were right there.
I guess to close, I'd like to talk about these stories. And I think it's so important that we tell our sinking stories, not just the times when we rise. Because I think it's our sinking stories that define us. Look, I've been an English teacher for a long time. And I know that the best stories, the stories we want to read, are the stories of struggle. The stories where we are down. And the stories of perseverance and redemption, of course, too.
But I hope that we can tell our sinking stories to each other because it makes us more accessible. It makes us more lovable. I know that's hard in a place like Los Gatos. I know that's hard in a place like Silicon Valley. You gotta just, well, you gotta spread your resume around. And you gotta build yourself up.
But I think, quite honestly, people don't care. Your mom might care, your grandma might care. But really, we don't care. We want to know who you are and when you are vulnerable. And then finally, I think that these sinking stories I talk about, we want that 4-year-old kid to pull us up, to make it look so easy when we're sinking and when we're drowning. But that's not the way it works. The way it works is that we can't really save anybody or save anything. So we can be there. We can hold the ropes. We can give the encouragement. And I think that when we do, we rise and help others rise too. Thanks for listening.